Hi, welcome back to Take Off the Cape. And today we're going to talk about the Savior Complex. The Savior Complex, you know what I'm saying. You swoop in like a bird, it's a plane, it's the shero coming in to save the day. I know I've been guilty of that complex, or so I've been told. But what's really behind it? I believe, and this is my opinion, that it ties into being a type A personality where you have everything in order. I am the oldest of two, and I am the oldest girl. My younger was a brother. So I was the one tasked with bringing notes home from the teacher, making sure his report card got in on time, making sure that he didn't look like a hobo when he left the house because he got up late to get dressed for school because my parents both worked outside the home. I think that trait carries over to a lot of older children or only children because you expect things to be a certain way. And when you have the ability to see from 20 feet up, sometimes it's very difficult not to swoop in and try to save the day. But saving the day can be exhausting. We never see Superman kicking back with a beer in his hand, right? Because he's Superman. And for a woman to admit that she's tired of saving the day, that's just not in us. And for some demographics, we're Superwoman, right? Nothing gets under our skin. We're able to do everything in a single bound. We can not only save our family, we can save the world. Just give us an opportunity to prove it to be true. I used to say I never met a chocolate I didn't like, meaning chocolate candy. But the Savior Complex goes deeper than just, liking everything. The Savior Complex, I think, is a deep inherent feel that you can make things right for whoever or whatever the situation is. If you have children, raising them from little guys, you're able to solve their problems because often little people have little problems. What am I going to be for Halloween? What do I bring to the Valentine's party? So and so doesn't like me. My baby sister bit me on the tummy. That's a story for another time. But as a mom, as a woman, we can solve those little problems for our little people. But when they become big people, guess what? The problems become bigger. And sometimes we swoop in when we're not needed, or even worse, when we're not invited. Have you done that? How often have you told your partner about a problem that you've had and they immediately have the solution? Sometimes the savior complex is in us women. Someone tells us of a problem, we've automatically got the answer, and yet that's not what we were supposed to hear. We were supposed to just hear the problem and let the other person come to a solution. It's dangerous, it's infectious, it's difficult, it's exhausting, it's exhilarating. All of these emotions can be wrapped up with being the savior. But the bottom line is, once we've saved everyone, what's left for us? Have we saved ourselves? Sometimes it's exhausting to be the savior for everything. If you're in corporate America in any shape, form, or fashion, and you are the savior on your job, trust me, I understand. People instinctually look to you for the answer to a hard problem. But what are you doing? Aren't we feeding laziness to those people who look to us to save them? Sometimes people get into situations knowing that they will be saved. How about this? If you go into the store and you go to purchase something and you hand them your credit card and it's declined because you're over your limit, is someone going to swoop in and save you and let you buy that item? Or will something or someone nudge you and say, maybe this isn't the time for that purchase? Well, that's what it's like to be a savior. Sometimes we exhaust our credit savings for the wrong things. We need to get rid of that cape and turn that savior syndrome onto ourselves. Because if we don't, we're going to exhaust ourselves and be over our limit. And that's not a good place to be. So try this exercise. Here's a tip. Instead of saving, bite your tongue, literally if necessary, so that you don't speak. If you have a friend that constantly tells you their problem, oh, I'm so sad, this is going on, he doesn't love me, I can't get this, just listen and smile. That felt like a pregnant pause, didn't it? But I was intentionally silent. Sometimes people want you to be the savior, but if you stop falling into the rut and get out of it, they'll figure it out for themselves. The more you hold back and learn to preserve or reserve your energy, the less people come to dump on you because sometimes people just use you as a dumping ground, knowing that you're the savior. There's hope for us if we're a savior, if that's your personality. There is hope. And in the next video, I'll provide some answers, such as self care is not selfish.